Hi, this is a greatly anticipated video. A lot of people were very surprised when quit my job at House Timbos, where we were doing the Ego Muda, uh, and went back to Fukuoka. Obviously, I was away from my family, which wasn't good. Um, I wasn't getting much pay. I was working 12 hours a day, doing a lot of different types of things. And my 1 year anniversary would have come up on November 25th, but I got out a little bit earlier because I just, I mean, the backstabbing and the trash talking that was going on, um, against me, where I couldn't get my job done. I was being undermined. People were looking at me if I would say something or offer some advice. People look at me, I'm like, "Are you sure?" So it it looked like it was a job that was going to go nowhere. Um, and of course, when you're in a kind of a hostile working environment, uh, where you're seeing people getting backstabbed all the time, it's just not good. You have to get out of there because it will affect your emotional well-being, and it could affect your physical health as well. Um, but yeah, he had the president of the company has always been very nice and all, so I would never say anything against him. Um, but uh, maybe he made some bad leadership decisions. Maybe he made some bad personnel hires. Maybe beginning with me. Who knows? Hey, you know. Uh, but yeah, just some of the changes that he had made from January. I'm sorry, July, August, September. It was a miserable place to work for me um, because he hired a sailor's wife that really didn't have an education background. Maybe a year or so in an English school. Um, well, and if someone that did have an education background, whether it be myself or other coaches, uh, were around, she would cut them down because she needed to be competitive all the time. And it's like, oh, that person's no good. And a lot of people that had experience were cut out of a lot of opportunities there, and I didn't want to be part of that, not at all. And even though I'd been there, I just really didn't have any power to control it, and but I didn't want to be seen condoning it, and so I just wanted nothing to do with uh, that type of that type of situation, um, because I mean people I had known for 6 months that really knew the programs and did a good job. They were just disrespected, and they say, "Yeah, well, you're really not needed," and replaced with people, either friends of hers or, I mean, there was a lot of cronyism going on. It was terrible. Or people that she felt she could control, uh, either by their age or um, she was very attached to uh, people that, as long as they had less experience and less education than she was, they were fine. Um, but there was a variety of programs that require um, someone with some skill and some background in teaching the Japanese people that were just cut away. I mean, I knew like a British guy uh, signed up for a program, and we knew he was signed up for the program, and I would tell her, and he'd come time of the program, and he was just turned around and said, "No, well, you're not needed today. We have enough people. Thank you very much." And things got really bad. I couldn't even do my job after a while. Um, for example, the coach pooling site that myself and another one of the officers' wives that I knew known 6 months ago set up. Um, Well, this new person that came in, she says, "Well, can you make me an admin on the site so I can update it?" And I said, "Oh, of course. Yeah, that would help me out a lot because sometimes I don't have time to put stuff up. Yeah, please." And so I made her an admin. Well, you know what she did was like a week or two later, she just cuts me off the thing. So I couldn't I couldn't pool. I couldn't do my basic job of pooling the people. And yeah, by God, you know what? We had a big event and 12 coaches didn't show up. She dismissed 10 of them. I mean, she she made it very, very hard. I don't want to mention her by name, but it's just uh, I thought I was dealing with a really, really insane person. I mean, even when she had a day off, she put her daughter in there working, who was about 16 years old, and she'd be texting her daughter and say, "What's going on? Who's working there? What's he doing now?" And it's just insane. And it was a very, very unpleasant place to work. Some people have asked me, "Do you think that English Square will survive?" And well, yeah, I think English Square will survive, but I don't really think that it would survive being run by the same company. I'm sure that if House Temples wants something like that there in the park, maybe my prediction is maybe they would take it over and try to run it themselves because they have contacts with foreign people. But when the percentage of uh, income coming in versus what's going out, uh, it's like uh, I don't know, 80, uh, maybe 10% of what's going out is being brought in as income. It's just no, it's not a very good financial model unless I everything I studied in my MBA course was wrong. I don't really understand the math how that works. But there's a lot of cronyism. There's a lot of cliques uh, within the very small managements, very small company, and it's something I just couldn't deal with. And I really thought that I was going to blow up one day, but I just tried to stay quiet, and I got used to being isolated. Try to do as much of my job. I was building an education program, which they didn't even use. Um, and setting up that coffee shop and whatever, and working in the store, interacting with customers. Um, yeah, I just tried to do the best I could, being very isolated from them. One of the nice things I love that now that I'm gone, that you know the people that sit at the desk in the front of the shop that we rent, they actually have to get off their butt and do something. So I kind of like that um, because I was covering everything for them. I was opening the shop and I was closing the shop, so it was like 11-hour days. Um, so yeah, it just didn't work out for me, and I wanted to get out of there. Um, you know, and yeah, I don't blame people. Anytime nothing's ever unilateral. Things are bilateral. Um, maybe I was an ass. I don't know. You know. So, but it. I did return to Fukuoka. I'm very glad I did. Um, I just I'm kind of biding the time until April until university starts up again, where I do some part-time lecturing. But I'll be okay. And yeah, I mean, I do hope these people succeed somehow. Okay.